in between.
With breaks
there are more
in between.
than 10 hours in a day. I mean, you can imagine you get up after an hour and you go and you have a meal, or you use the bathroom, or you go lie down for a while, so that you're never there for long stretches of time. It's broken up hour by hour.
Mm-hmm. So for an hour at a time, and then you go back and then for another hour at a time. And what would happen when you would see these men start to, first of all, get still? Oftentimes, I know, and we've talked about on the Soul series for the past couple of years, that, when you go within, the answers that you find within yourself, you can only do that when you get still enough to quiet the outside world. What would happen when these men would first go inward and start to meditate?
They had extreme difficulty. They just sitting still and feeling the pain of what was right below the surface and about to come up. It was extremely difficult for them. The first 3 days, as outlined in Vipassana, you are simply focusing on the breath going in and out of the nose. Mm-hmm. And that's the focusing technique, so that on the fourth day, when you begin practicing Vipassana, which is letting your mind go throughout different parts of the body and focusing on the sensations in the body, you are really ready to do that. But the first 3 days of just watching the air, feeling the air going in and out of the nose, when your mind, you have the monkey mind, and you're afraid of what's going to come up, all this garbage. One guy told me, I was afraid of the garbage that was going to come up. People who had done things that they never wanted to think about again. Mm-hmm. They wanted to, but they wanted to in a controlled way in which they knew that they could be safe.
I mean, I just am, as I was reading the book and also later watching the documentary, and I am a meditator, but I cannot even imagine what that would be like to do that for 10 hours, for 10 days straight. And also having, done anything in my life that you feel really regretful for. I mean, the whole process of meditation, on a regular basis, I don't have any regrets about life. So I can't imagine what happens if you have done something that required you to be behind bars and what kind of stuff comes up. I mean, it was amazing for me watching these grown, big men, often broken down into tears.
Yeah. I don't know if I really answered your question, Oprah, about why these guys work so hard. And I just wanted to emphasize again that they were willing to sacrifice everything in order to find, because they're so miserably unhappy. And I think that that's an important key here, understanding why these guys actually have something to offer to us in the so-called free world. And when I decided to make this movie, I wanted to make a movie in which prisoners were the main characters. Mm-hmm. I think they can actually give us some spiritual guidance here because they're so miserably unhappy. In some ways, I think it's like if you went to the streets of Baghdad right now and talked to a soldier, or if you went into a hospital where people were about to die of cancer, they would not be talking about trivia. They would be talking about the really fundamentally important things about humanity and existence.
Well, I understand it. I mean, I asked the question for the benefit of everybody who's watching or hearing us right now, but I understand why they would be the best students.
Yeah.
Because when it is your last hope, mm-hmm. your last and only hope,
right,
then you would try to seize that moment. You would try to grasp and hold on to whatever was going to offer you some relief from yourself.
Right.
Yeah. You're looking for a piece of freedom, a way to be free. So I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand.
And it's such hard work too that I think when somebody says, "Well, why do you want to be soft on prisoners? Why did they desire to? Why did they deserve to be happy?" To work through this program is such difficult labor. It's so intense for them that really, they've worked beyond the capacity.
And so for everybody who's those of you who are watching right now and listening to us, and you're saying, "Oh, so it's work to sit down, and I wished I had 10 hours to sit with myself." Try doing it. Try doing it just for an hour, and keeping your mind, making your mind still. For at least for 5 minutes. Most people can't even do it for 5 minutes. Or a second.
Yeah.
Can't even do it. Well, next week we're going to be joined by two of the Dhamma brothers who are still in prison and will be in prison for a while. But they're going to join us by phone. So I look forward to being able to share that conversation. Thanks, Jenny. This was good.
Great. I enjoyed it.
You.
Thank you.
All right. I hope you enjoyed this edition of our Soul Series. These are some of my favorite conversations.
To hear more, sign up for a free 30-day XM Radio trial by going to www.xmradio.com/Oprah.